That's right. We're watching you while you're watching us. Yeah. Yeah.
Watching you, watching me, sweet masturbates, skeet, skeet, skeet.
Who's the original singer?
Willard John and the East Side Boys.
Oh, Sweet Caroline?
Yeah.
Neil Diamond?
Okay, yeah. Just making sure. I knew it.
Oh. You think I wouldn't know that?
Sometimes, you've got. I mean, there was that one time with that one band on that show that you said that you were gonna.
Oh, when I
Good
fucked up
argument.
Boys to Men? Oh, see, I know exactly which one it haunts me.
Yeah. See, I know how to bring up your bad memories.
Because my music knowledge is usually so fucking deep.
That's true.
I'd say much deeper than the average person's.
It penetrates, man.
It penetrates.
It
real deep,
penetrates.
like. Oh, there's my World Heavyweight Championship.
Take the universal.
There you go.
I got women's champion.
There we go.
Because you are the women's champion.
Okay, everything I think is going, so.
Alright, I'll
Should.
cancel
Let me make sure.
I am the women's champion.
I'm the women's fucking champion. Okay, cool. And we look decent enough. Alright. I kind of look like a tool, but what's new?
Didn't even get to see it.
Easy
I'm
now.
sure. No, I was gonna ask about myself. I've got this big old fat white bandage on my forehead
You
again.
can't tell.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's fine. This looks like a couple of Let's Go Predators and heavy. Wait, we're going to my.
No, I'll say it. I don't care.
Alright. Count us down.
Alright, we're live in 3, 2.
Welcome to another Brewnomics podcast, the podcast about good friends, craft beer, comic books, movies, and stuff.
Basically whatever we want.
I'm Jerry.
I'm William.
I'm Paula.
I really wanted to do it in like a Batman voice, like, welcome to Brewnomics, but I don't know, very good. I need to work on it.
Welcome to Brewnomics. I sound sick.
There. Let's drink a beer. Like, I don't want to drink beer with that guy. Might have some. Anyways, this week we're going to talk about the Batman. If that didn't give it away, the long-awaited the Batman. Did it live up to the hype? Did it live up? Was it worth the wait? We'll discuss. Spoilers. Going on into it.
Yeah, we don't have our thoughts together collectively enough as human beings, let alone when we're drinking, to try and look at Jerry. He's just fiddling with opening a can.
Keep doing it.
Off on.
It's like the tap broke off halfway through the
We're having technical
Be
difficulties.
annoying about it.
But we're just gonna say spoilers from the get-go. Cool?
Yeah.
All right.
If you don't want the Batman spoiled, come back and listen to this after you've seen the movie.
Yeah, we will. We'll tab the beer listings, and we won't talk about anything like that. But just know to skip to the next beer listing on the chapter marker or whatever.
Yep, it's in there.
In the notes.
It's in the notes.
Can we just say real quick before we talk about the Batman, how awesome Lego Batman is? Like, I watched that this morning.
Did you?
Oh, because I was still thinking about the Batman, and also drink every time we say the Batman.
There you go.
But no, dude, Lego Batman is awesome.
It really is.
It's a treat.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk where we think this Batman ranks amongst others. Before we get there, you know how we do. Time to drink a beer. This one is from Salt Flats Brewery out of Salt Lake City. This is their Deuce Coupe. Yeah, it's pretty cool we get Salt Flats a little bit more regularly up here now. They're pretty good. I've had this one. I think I've had it in Salt Lake. I don't think I've had it since it's come up here, so let's see. We got just your general amber lager coming in at 5%, 20 IBUs. On the can it says, no celebrity ads needed, just award-winning taste. Seems like an unnecessary flex.
I feel like they should have Ron Swanson or Ron Burgundy shill that beer.
So that would be a celebrity ad.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that would be the funny part. The ad.
I think I mean.
Yes. What do you think of this?
It's fine. Tastes like an amber. Lager. Kind of actually tastes almost like a roasted amber, which I really like.
Mmm. Oh man, that is good.
Yeah, this is very good. I dig it quite a
Oh,
bit. Like so, I like these guys. I like a good amber. There are a lot of times when I may not want an IPA because it's too heavy, but I want something a little bit more flavor than an industrial pilsner or whatever. So a lager or an amber lager is a good little step up from there. So yeah, 3.75, good beer, good price for these guys. Are always well priced too. So
yeah, I believe I found this at just starting local Brewers Haven for I want to say like $1.99 a can, and that was individual. And I think they're $10 in a 6-pack. So
It's regular.
yeah, average pricing.
I'm never disappointed by this brewery.
Yeah, me either.
Brewery?
neither have I. Neither have I. I've never been disappointed by him, and I've never even been like, yeah, that was fine. Usually, not always, but almost wowed by their beer. If that's the right one, I'm like, well, son of a bitch. I guess they can make beer in Utah.
Just slap my dick.
Hmm.
I don't know what that. I like this beer. I like this beer.
Yeah. Do you want it to slap your dick?
I think it makes me want
Hmm.
get my dick slapped, I guess. And that's a good thing.
Is it? I'm not trying to yuck your yum. I'm just seeking some understanding.
I think I've heard you say that. That's why I said that.
Yeah. Usually, if I get my dick slapped, it's not enjoyable.
You say
After a certain
you say
point.
it during so many situations, like, oh, slap my dick. Slap my dick.
That's
Man,
actually that's
slap my
true.
dick.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, after a certain point, you're not actually punishing. You're just encouraging.
I guess it's really just a contextual thing.
Yeah.
It should. I mean, if you're slapping dicks, you should have fun with it. I think. Really.
You know,
Sounds
add a little tickle. You're fine.
Sounds like a very cheerful thing to me.
Yeah.
Slapping dicks, making friends.
You're very musical tonight.
Slap that dick. I agree with Jerry. 3.75. It's my golly, man. This is a good beer. I like it. I would like it weekly.
Yeah, I could totally see myself getting this on the rig. And this is the second. I'm sorry, Paul. You rated it right? Yeah. Okay, good. I was hoping I didn't step on you. I didn't think I did. But yeah, I'm hoping I can find this more readily available more and more because man, I really like their Hefe and I really like this amber lager. It's delish.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm right there with you guys. 3.75. We're in sync tonight.
Word. All right. Cool. Good start to the night. Well, shall we talk about the Batman?
Oh, why not? Where did you want to start?
I don't even know, man.
Because I know you said you didn't write out any notes or anything.
I did not write any notes. I've been thinking about it a lot, but I didn't really find it necessary.
Yeah, we saw this at 6 p.m. last night. Super crowded theater. And we got out at 9, and then we all just kind of split.
Yeah.
BK and I talked a little bit, but not much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That's what happened.
Which they, I don't really know where to start with
It's
this.
good to know you've been thinking about it, though.
Mm-hmm.
They should call the movie Vengeance.
Yeah.
Talking about vengeance over there?
Jesus. Should have called it Rainy Motorcycle Rides.
Emo hair and black
Emo
hair.
So I not too long
In the best
ago rewatched Godzilla 1998, the
I thought you were
American
gonna
one.
Say Twilight.
And the amount of fucking rain in that movie was laughable. I think this is only the second movie I've seen where the rain, I'm just like, turn it fucking down a notch. I know you got a lot of stuff you need to hide with your editing and your inconsistencies in action, but like, really need to rain this much?
It reminded me a lot of, was it Dark City?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But it's like, especially, he's got all these moments where he's like slowly walking, trying to make these intimidating noises in the rain, wearing this leather suit. I'm pretty fucking sure in the steps I heard spurs. It just sounds like a Western, just like spurs hitting the ground, when really it would just be like,
Yes.
God damn, this leather's so squeaky! Like,
Squeaky
they know where
rubber
Batman's
shoes.
coming a mile away. If he's on the rooftop, his cape's just gonna, or if he's on the ceiling above you in the rafters, he'll be like, why is it dripping wet? No. Oh, the bat! Like, it was fucking absurd to me. Like, the amount of just, like, rain and, like, let's look through a window through the rain, or binoculars, but through the rain. Or I'm gonna do this shot through the motorcycle, but in the rain.
No, it's in the rearview mirror of the motorcycle. In the rain.
In the rain. I'm just like, motherfucker, dude.
I will say I had on my notes, actually, if these boots were made for walking, because, oh my gosh, he wore the heaviest, loudest footwear I've ever heard from Batman.
He had to, it's like, I guess Pattinson's like 6'1", but they tried to try to make him look taller because he does not have a, like, intimidating physique at all.
Okay.
I didn't think so.
Well, he's got soft shoulders.
He does have soft shoulders.
But no, it wasn't just Batman. Like, Catwoman's boots make a lot of appearances. In fact, it's even a key plot point that leads Batman on a line of detectiving.
True.
And then detectiving. I kind of nudged Paul in the theater because at one point I noticed that the Penguin was wearing platforms.
I saw that too. I also noticed that. I thought that was funny.
I'm so glad. I thought that was hilarious. He's like, it's the scene where he's tied up, right? He's kind of like, they leave him
waddling, and you can clearly tell he's got fucking platformers on like a goddamn Spice Girl.
Yeah. Like, we're talking 4-inch heels, guys.
He's just like waddling.
Okay, so when it came to the footsteps, I really liked it because you didn't see him for a while, right? You get the bat signal, and criminals are like, oh, he could be anywhere, and then he's coming up to this group of, say, jokers, and they're looking in the shadows, and all you hear is just footsteps, and you're like, oh, that's the Batman. But he done fucked up. And that's what I really liked about it. And, I didn't mind his heavy stepping.
Well, it was clearly done as an intimidation.
Exactly.
Factor. Well, I didn't mind it either. It just, the amount of rain did bother me. And am I crazy? I swear to God, they fucking added spurs. Like
it wasn't. I didn't hear spurs, but I definitely heard like louder thumping than what needed to be. But I
heard spurs. Really excited.
You just wanted to hear spurs.
No, I did not want to hear spurs. It was like fucking in Star Wars when Boba Fett was walking and he didn't have spurs on and it was making spur noises. And I'm just like, come on now.
They do admit that Boba Fett had spurs. He still does.
Allegedly.
No. In the movie, like that's in the credits, in the making of, and everything. Like they're like, no, we gave that guy spurs, and we included the sound effect.
Yeah, but it's not like on the boot.
No, it's not on the boot.
So that's kind of. I mean,
okay, yeah,
Advanced
we're talking
spurs.
around ourselves.
Invisible spurs. Man. Anyways, so enough about the footsteps. What do you guys think of just the? I mean, how did you like Robert Pattinson as Batman / Bruce Wayne? Or we can save him for a bit. Then, how did you like? What's his name? As Alfred.
Smeagol.
Yeah,
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis.
The Claw.
How'd you like him as the Alfreds?
I liked everybody in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I don't feel like anybody messed their role up at all.
Okay. Cool.
And in fact, I think some people did a really good job. I'll go ahead and answer your Batman question about Robert Pattinson. I don't feel like he was playing like Robert Pattinson's Batman. I don't feel like he was playing, because like you look back and it's like Michael Keaton is Michael Keaton's Batman, right? Or like Val Kilmer is Val Kilmer's Batman. George Clooney is George Clooney's Batman, etc., etc. I mean, even Will Arnett for Lego Batman. That's Will Arnett's Batman, right? But Robert Pattinson just felt like he was playing Batman, and I was fine with that. Like, I felt like he did a good job. I mean, if anything, I felt like this movie lacked any kind of Bruce Wayne. I mean, this was the most like cape and cowl movie I've seen in the series, or the long running franchise, I should say. Like, where it's just him always being Batman. Even when he's kind of barely Bruce Wayne for because he's even walking the streets without the costume, and he's Batman. He's just not in the costume, but he's still looking for, trouble.
Agreed. he's always looking out. He's always looking out for like situations as the Batman as Bruce Wayne. And there's a scene when he sneaks in. There's a reoccurring occurrence in the movie. He sneaks in. He goes to the nightclub.
The Iceberg Lounge.
Yeah.
Or
He
the
goes there as
44
Batman.
below.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he goes there as Bruce. Then he just sneaks in.
Mhm.
He sneaks in with his eyeshadow, and he fits in because all the people who live in Gotham are just emo as shit.
Yeah, very brooding city. Um, I will say, when he was Bruce Wayne, I got super fucking irritated.
Oh.
Yeah. One, get a haircut.
You're a
First
billionaire.
off,
Get a
you're
good
a billionaire.
haircut.
You can afford a goddamn barber. Your hair looks stupid. And I'm pretty, like, he has to have the worst neck problems. The motherfucker never looks up. Like, he was looking down the whole time. And it was irritating me so fucking bad.
So you found it? Did you find it more not brooding at all, but just kind of like whimpering? Is that what you kind of that action?
It was a mopey, pissy little teenager.
Okay.
That's what it looked like to me. It didn't look like a man. It didn't look like somebody on a mission. It didn't look like vengeance. It looked like a little bitch.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. I really
'Cause-
strongly disliked him as Bruce Wayne.
Okay, because everything that you just said there, that's how I feel about Ben Affleck as Batman. Everything, just a whiny little.
Well, I mean, to be
Big
fair, that is kind of Batman
Well, yeah.
in a lot of ways. As far as his Batman goes, the action scenes for the most part were terrible.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they were like really flashy. They had some that were okay, but I think that's a large reason why this movie was so dark, and the cuts and the weird lighting thing they did constantly. Sure, it was to add a little grittiness, little film noir vibe, but it was also to hide the action inadequacies that they had.
Okay, you might see. I looked at it as a stylistic choice.
I think it was a stylistic choice used to hide what they couldn't do.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think this Batman is the Batman that we. He's not the world's greatest martial artist.
No, I mean, some of the punches he threw were pretty gnarly. I will say, when he punches Gordon and he's like, "You could have pulled back that punch." I did.
He was pretty cheeky. At
That
points
gave
in the
me
movie.
a pretty good laugh.
The movie's kind of funny. I mean, as dark as it is kind of funny. But I mean, stylistically, I do feel like this is actually the most like movie that I've seen nearest a Batman comic from the last 30 years. Right? We're way beyond like the bam pow, action scene of like the Batman from the 60s, which arguably like Joel Schumacher and Tim Burton kind of did with their Batman movies.
Yeah.
Like, we're definitely past that now, and this is just dark noir, gritty detective that I find a lot in the comics, and a lot of that is very silhouetted, type of action shots. A lot of that they do choose a stylistic kind of pen and art kind of way
It's
to
like
draw
a
it.
visual graphic novel.
Yeah, and I kind of love that, honestly.
See, if I see
So-
Batman, I want to watch Batman actually whoop ass, not whoop ass
Okay.
through flashing lights that you can't really see.
The gunfire did annoy me a little bit, but like the silhouette scenes that they had on the roof,
But some of them were really
was
good
great.
too. Some of them were really good, but there were a lot that I'm like, you could spend a little less time riding motorcycles and a little bit more time cleaning up this action.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about the car chase?
I'm really irritated about the amount of motorcycles in this movie.
There's a lot of motorcycles in this movie. For me, it was his second year. He got a lot of help from Alfred, just like solving the problems, and that sort of thing. He's Kid Batman right now. He's still a freshman.
To me, I think it was a pretty obvious blend between two storylines. Year one.
So many storylines.
Yes, several, but the main ones were year one and the Long Halloween.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
We're pretty obvious.
In terms of tone,
Mhm.
for the long Halloween, not the actual storyline.
Yes, and that they did start on Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very good
maybe
point.
that's why it's really in my head, because they started.
You're
on
absolutely
Halloween.
right. You're probably
But yeah, he's
100%.
fucking up. I mean, there are scenes in the movie where you're just like, oh, that hurts, or you're like, damn, he's still learning. And I think
Dude, he took so there
the
was
action. Hopefully the action gets better.
Yeah.
Throughout the franchise.
Yeah, well, because I'm sure they'll continue it. It's going to be a success, but he definitely took some hits, especially when he was squirrel gliding.
I love that scene so
Yeah,
much.
that was a great scene. Like, I was like, oh, how's he gonna land? And just pulls it that bridge. Oh,
You got the
Oh.
parachute gets clipped, and he
yeah,
brilliant blend of CG and action person.
it was really good.
they
That was really
basically-
good. I will say that.
If you're watching and you haven't seen it, the best way for me to describe this is if you've seen The Dark Knight, where they take the helicopter and they string it up in between the two buildings with the wires, and they have it come crashing down in CG, and then halfway down they just decide to roll a real helicopter, and they blend the CG action that way. They did that, but with a person.
Yeah.
And it's brutal.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, how did he walk after that?
Ugh. What do you guys think of the costume?
Oh,
I liked it a lot.
I thought it was great. I thought it looked good.
agreed.
I like the bulletproof aspect. I like the cape. I like how the bat symbol was also a knife or whatever it was. That was kind of cool.
I actually liked the collar.
Yeah.
love the
I felt
collar.
like, yeah.
I like the little thing it had under his chin to kind of like hold it up, because clearly Bruce Wayne can't like hold his own chin up. So Batman needs the support to do it. Otherwise, he'll be looking down the whole time. But it also does kind of accentuate his jawline.
You're right, it did accentuate his jawline, but man, that really irked you, didn't it?
It did. It just reminded me when I was a teenager and I'd be like walking, looking down, dragging my feet. Probably like, pick up your fucking feet. Look where you're going. Sorry. And it was just like, yeah, that's
Everything
acceptable when you're whiny little 16-year-old, not when you're vengeance.
Need a cow.
I know.
Did you, so this is just probably me, but did you guys ever see The Princess Diaries with Anne
No.
Hathaway way back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Thank you, PK. But there's a scene in that in which Julie Andrews is playing like the queen of whatever country she's from, and she imitates the way that Anne Hathaway is carrying herself, and she just kind of like shoulders slumped forward, head down, kind of just frumps across the hallway, and it's brilliant, and everything you just described there is essentially that scene.
What do you guys think of John Turturro as Carmine?
The Jesus?
Yeah.
I'll just say, I love John Turturro in anything and everything he touches. So
Man's a
fucking
legend.
great. He's so good. I was really excited because I didn't know he was in this.
Oh,
Because I kind of stopped paying attention
okay.
a while ago.
I saw him on Stephen Colbert, and so I was.
Oh, really?
I was aware that he was in it, and yeah, dude, I knew that this guy had in him somewhere to just be a evil rat bastard of a
he's done
of a
it
person.
before.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure, but he's kind of shied away from that role, like probably for the last 15 years, just to not get typecast. But he plays a really ruthless villain,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought he was great as Carmine Falcone.
What'd you think as Colin Farrell? As the
He's
Penguin?
completely unrecognizable.
Unrecognizable.
Yeah. And they gave him enough facial scarring that he has more facial scars on his face than I do on mine.
And he sounds like he's from. And he sounds like he's from Brooklyn too. Yeah, no, I agree.
Great.
Unrecognizable. I was surprised. He was funny. He was actually maybe my favorite character in the whole movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard that he definitely carries on. My thing that I really liked about Oz was, if I can just check my notes.
Take forever, man.
I know,
Really
sorry.
good.
Talk about being prepared.
Really good point so far.
Was that they had a lot of really good shots that tried to emphasize him like looking down, like his hook of a nose, and that is actually something that the animated series did really well, and so I really like that, where they definitely they didn't give him an elongated nose, but they angled a lot of the shots so that way it looked like when he was talking, his nose would droop over his mouth, and it was just one thing. Was like, yeah, that's the penguin. That looks like a caricature that is in real life. I just thought it was really well done. So
Yeah, okay, cool. I didn't recognize that, but
Yeah.
that's a good point. I like Jeffrey Wright as Gordon.
yeah, I like Jeffrey Wright in everything.
Again, also one of those guys that he kind of does no wrong. He's really fucking good. What'd you think of Zoe as Selena Kyle / Catwoman?
PK, I'll let you go first on this.
Okay. Well, I was talking to Will last night after the movie, and I actually didn't know she has acted in other things.
Quite a bit.
I never knew.
Yeah.
I never knew. I liked her a lot in this movie. I love the beanie cut into a mask, cat mask she'd made. It looks just like a cat mask. Somehow I know she ghettoed it. I love her bike chain fucking whip that she just fucking took. I was like, that's like a bike chain, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
Yeah.
It's a good weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked her physicality. She looked great. I hated the mask. I kind of get what they were going for with it, but I was like, you got all this custom leather, and you don't have a mask, and also, why are you taking your mask off so much?
Well, I mean,
I know it's a movie thing, and obviously with a face like that, you want it uncovered as much as possible, because Zoe Kravitz is a 12 out of 10.
well,
But-
it's a biker suit. It's a motorcycle thing, so I can understand why she's wearing it because it's like leather and you can take hits, whatever. Mask wise, I don't know. I just think she was just like, this looks like a cat.
Yeah,
You know,
and it kind of did, which I did like. I didn't like the way the beanie. I don't know.
It's her year one too, though.
True, and that was I was kind of hoping as the movie went on, because it was initially 4 hours long. Goddamn. With the 3 hours, I thought maybe they would have given her a mask upgrade, but
If you look at the way that she's drawn in The Long Halloween, which her character arc in this takes a very heavy hand from, I'm glad they went with the look that they did. The costume that's in The Long Halloween is very over the top.
yeah,
And it would not translate to film at all.
a lot of Catwoman costumes though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've always kind of found Zoe Kravitz's acting to be also real quick. No, I'll just finish my thought. I found her acting to be very wooden and very hollow in past things that she's been in. Now, granted, I've been told that I need to go watch Kimmy, which is on HBO Max, because that's one of the movies that she apparently leads in and carries and does
Is
a
that
really good
new?
job. It's brand new. Yeah, she's
Apparently
got blue hair in it.
The High Fidelity show they did of her is supposed to be really good. I love the movie High Fidelity.
Yeah.
Then they made it as a TV show, but swap the gender and race.
Also, this is not her first turn as Catwoman. She was Catwoman in Lego Batman.
Correct, and it's not. It's also not her first superhero because she's Angel in X-Men First Class, the one with the butterfly wings.
Yep. And if you're wondering, we have a IMDb page up because we do not have that kind of knowledge at our fingertips. Off our own.
We all know this
No,
immediately.
But
Will has up the IMDb. Paul and I just know. Even
Sure.
though he's never seen her in anything else.
Except the X-Men movie now. I didn't
Anyways.
remember that.
All right.
I felt that she, I don't know, she didn't mess anything up. But I want to say, like, I did enjoy her turn as Catwoman, and I kind of wonder if that's the writing for it, because there was just, she was able to play, sultry in a way that wasn't forced, like Anne Hathaway played Catwoman. But it didn't seem like she was having as much fun as Michelle Pfeiffer, but I also don't feel like this kind of a movie called for that.
Agreed. And before doing it, last but not least, Paul Dano. What'd you think of him as the Riddler?
Oh man, he was great.
It's creepy as shit. I love Paul Dano.
He's one of the most underrated actors out there. I really liked him as the Riddler. I will say the costume might be my least favorite villain costume I've ever seen.
Like a CW
I
costume.
fucking hated it. Like, it actually was so bad, I think it took me out of it in a lot of ways. Like, I fucking despised it. I want to hit whoever thought this was a good idea. Like, Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves, was this you? Come here. Face punch.
Well, it was modeled after the Zodiac, right?
Yes.
So, like, it seemed like it hit the mark on that.
And I guess because in this you can't do, you definitely couldn't do Jim Carrey's Riddler costume, right?
No.
Or anything from the comic book. I just didn't like it. And I get it was based off the Zodiac, and that makes sense in a lot of ways, but it was ugly and stupid and unintimidating. Just my 2 cents.
I thought he was more sinister without the mask.
I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely.
I think the only reason I hate the mask so much is because it is a military surplus store mask. It's a Cold War plastic mask and for snow, and you could find this easily. And I hate the fact that everyone in Idaho is probably going to go buy one of these stupid things and dress up for Halloween and just be an idiot.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Zodiac part, I don't mind that he had just a jacket with the the crosshair question mark thing. Like that's fine.
But
I
I think that's
get
the point of
intention.
it, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
he can just any day shit.
Yeah.
He's a serial killer.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
that's the scary part of it.
Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah.
he wasn't his. That was just his. To conceal his identity, he wore that mask. He made it that way. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't who he was.
Correct.
You know, like his riddles and how shitty of a person. You know, that's who he was.
Right, and that's the thing too. And maybe just because I've never visualized Riddler as somebody that should wear or needs a mask, because it's not his style. Like I really like how he even said in there, like, I'm not a physical guy. I'm just use my
This
brain,
is all I have.
and that's what the Riddler is. I mean, he's the reason Batman, I think, is considered the world's greatest detective is the Riddler makes him work harder than anybody. Like he
True.
Often, even in this, he was a step ahead of Batman.
You didn't
the
figure it
whole
out?
time. Batman didn't figure out anything in time. Like, yeah, you could solve the riddles, but ultimately, he still got away with what he wanted to get away with.
To be honest, that scene that you're talking about with him, I mean, because we're in full spoilers, but the scene that you're talking about with the Riddler talking to Batman in Arkham, you know, that was the best scene of the whole movie for me. I mean, just because it worked on so many different levels.
I heard your dick drop.
Dude, Paul Dano's ability to just flip through the most extreme emotions. Oh, that's creepy.
Before we get to our next beer, though, just more to like the Riddler's outfit. His allies, they all had the same outfit. You know, that's. I think it worked really well, just like the ordinary things you can just put on.
Yeah, and for that it did work, and that was a big benefit too. Like you said, Will being a surplus store, Army Navy surplus store sort of thing, because anybody can go and get that when you have this weird, creepy cultist online following. Yeah, you could absolutely cause a lot of fucking chaos. Did you notice who the Joker was?
Yes, and I hate it.
Is Druig, yeah, Barry Keoghan.
Yeah, I every time I see that actor, I want to punch him in the face.
He's got a very punchable face.
I think that I heard that I read something after that the reason why Matt Reeves kept that scene in because I felt for myself that was the only scene that didn't fit in the entire movie was that ending scene, and that
I would say there were a lot of scenes that didn't fit in the movie, but that was the most egregious. Yes.
And I think. So what I read was that he felt that the end of the movie didn't fit, where he didn't want it to leave on a high note at the end, because it seemed like as Batman and Catwoman parted ways, that it seemed like that this was going to happen again. Like his job really wasn't done, that there was no redeeming part for Batman, that he had to stay, because it's only going to get worse from here. Because again, this is only year 2, and that the Joker that Druid played, I can't remember the guy's name.
Barry Keoghan.
Yeah, was basically a pre-Joker, and I didn't buy that. I felt like it was very heavy-handed and forced.
Here's the thing: the one thing that's worse than not wanting to end a dark movie on a happy feeling, which I get, a much more offensive crime, in my opinion, is the game will go on ending. Like just trying to set up the sequel instead of ending the story.
Just say that the Batman will return.
And that fucking irritates me so bad, dude. Let's just do this shitty version of the Joker. But you don't know if it's the Joker. And it's like, come on, get out of here.
Yeah, and he gave himself an out by not actually ever,
Yeah, showing it or saying it or just, we're just gonna.
I don't like that version of the Joker. Apparently, there's going to be a deleted scene in whatever version of this movie comes out on home video that will reveal, and it's supposed to be based on The Man Who Laughs. So like a guy, who has what do you call it? Basically a birth defect like condition where he always has to laugh and he's
Joker
always smiling.
Yeah,
and so it's not something that he becomes; it's something that he's born with.
Yeah. Isn't that the one where Batman allegedly kills Joker at the end?
The Man Who Laughs?
Yeah.
So that was a comic, and yes, that was an offshoot. But there is a movie from like the 1930s called The Man Who Laughs.
No, there's a panel though a comic book where it's like the panel.
You're
right.
You're both right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, let's move on. Okay, another beer. Then we'll finish what we think about the movie. Gee, that was a lot of characters.
Yeah. Sorry.
A lot of characters in there. And we left a fair amount out. Next beer we are drinking is from Wild Edge Brewing Collective. Monkey Wrench Pale Ale. Well, it's called Monkey Wrench because I just finished Dave Grohl's new book today, Storyteller. Foo Fighters on it. Happy accidents. So these guys, I don't know if we've had. Yes, we have. Have we?
We've had Wild Edge.
We've had Wild Edge before. They're from Cortez,
Or we
Colorado.
Yeah, you brought this back from your trip, I believe. This is one of the ones you brought back, yeah.
Oh boy, it's been sitting in there for a while.
Yeah, not that long, about 2 months.
Yeah, it still tastes really good. It's pale ale. It's in a can. It's in the fridge. It's not like it's going to be that bad. That actually makes sense. I totally forgot that I brought this back. Lols. Not much on the can as far as what it gives us. I don't even see an ABV or anything on here. Oh God, we look on Untapped, no ABV, no IBUs. Oh boy. Well, okay.
Okay.
We don't know what we're drinking.
We just know it's a pale ale called Monkey Wrench.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just think about, I wonder why they call it Brewing Collective. Sounds pretentious and cunty.
Only time I've ever heard of collective being is that usually there are multiple brewers, and a lot of times they will maybe select recipes from their friends or something like that, and then they'll output it. So it's not like it's one thing, but I could definitely be wrong on that. I have no idea about this company at all.
Neither. I'm going to give them a Google.
I don't think I'm going to use the word team anymore. I'm just going to say collective.
We're a collective.
I like that. It sounds more sinister.
That sounds a bit more dope somehow. I was trying to make fun of it, but I can't because I'm just going to use it now.
Oh boy.
We've had 2 beers that are very sessionable beers.
Okay, on their website, Monkey Wrench is 5%. It's their flagship pale ale made with Citra and Huel melon hops. That's it. So you get it.
That's all we.
Available in a 4-pack.
In a 4Z.
In a 4Zs. Good old foursome.
A pale ale for a 4Z, huh? Wow.
Okay.
Now I want to know price point on that 4Z.
Right.
I'm gonna say you paid 11.
I have no idea.
Okay. That's a guess.
Cool.
It looks like this particular beer does come in a tulip glass if you're at the brewery, looking on Untapped in the pictures.
Yeah, they must be a small brewery if they don't have, well, I don't know. But yeah, damn, like almost no presence on Untapped. Anyways, what do you guys think of the beer?
It's okay. It's a little dry for me. I kind of have that feeling of like, man, I just took a drink, but now I kind of want to take another because how is something that's wet not wet, right?
Yeah, agreed.
That's what she said.
I don't know. I'm not super hot on it, but it's a pale ale, and that's probably, not my greatest favorite beer
Sure.
type.
Not your flavor.
Yeah.
Not your preferred flavor.
Yeah, they just tend to be a little more piney, a little more bitter, and in this case, it was also dry. And so I'm like, meh. I should probably rate it lower than what I'm going to, but I'm going to give it a 3.
The pale ale is just an IPA and a polo.
It's not in a suit. It's not here to class you up. It's just a polo.
Put that on the poster.
I just came up with that. I'm proud of it.
I'm ready.
I thought this beer would be like can conditioned. I don't know why, just by the artwork. I'm not mad at it still. Probably, I mean, nothing special about it though. I'd probably just give it a 3.25. I don't know if I'd seek it out, but I don't wear polos, so.
As a man who wears a lot of collared shirts, I love a good, just sessionable, everyday, weekly beer. And as opposed to I like that dryness. We switched from the first one, which is very sessionable, to another one that's very sessionable, but they're different types.
Yeah, and this is actually kind of probably if you've been following along with us long enough, you know that PK and my taste usually line up fairly consistently, except in this case where you like that dry flavor and I abhor it.
Cool, man. Cool story. I'm sorry. Been drinking. It's funny. He went 3. We went 3. Jerry went 3.25. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going 3.5.
Perfect. Look at that. I saw this tweet that went viral. Maybe you guys have seen it. Just speaking of dryness and stuff. It said, it was raining and I loaned a girl my umbrella, which has brought the total girls I've made wet this year to -1.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good joke. That's a great joke.
Yeah.
Wow, that's sad.
Yeah.
That's sad.
No, Monkey Wrench Pale Ale. Good beer. I prefer the song. Great song. And read Dave Grohl's new book or listen to it.
Just follow
Because he tells you the story.
Dave in everything he does.
God,
He's great.
so cool. That was when we had our episode last one, that third spot. It's always rotation. If there were any musician I'd pick, it'd be Dave Grohl to hang out with. God, that guy's so cool.
Yeah. You had, I think it was your bonus was like what, Cal Ripken?
Yeah.
I think as my bonus for a sports guy, I would easily pick Steve Eisenman for
Ooh.
captain of the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah.
Now he's the GM even, so
That's
he's
right.
gone through the paces.
Cool. All right, so back to the Batman. What do you got, Paul?
Well, I have a lot of random notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring it. I love how his armor, his whatever he wore, just took bullets. This guy got shot a lot in the movie.
Mm.
A lot
Holy
in the movie.
Crap, did he get
Fucking
shot?
double-barreled 12-gauge shotgun to the chest from 3 feet away. Ooh, that's some special armor right there.
He got shot a lot. I did not expect that. And you know he felt it. He acted in such a way that he felt it.
But
You know?
never in the face.
Never in the face. Never in the face. Or in the pants. The pants was like leather.
Right.
Shoot anywhere else but the chest. But I loved it at the same time.
But there's one way is
Yeah.
I remember, and it wasn't yellow in this, but there's a comic where somebody, I think it was like Booster Gold or one of the Green Lanterns, asked Batman why he had an obnoxious yellow symbol, and he said it's bulletproof. It's to give the bad guy something to aim at.
Mm-hmm.
They're subconsciously you're drawn here, and they don't shoot me in the face. And I was just like, that's an interesting bit of writing. I kind of like that.
It's a good reason.
It is a good reason. I really think so.
I mean, it's enough to fool Booster Gold, so,
Right.
you know.
Well, because Booster's kind of a dumbass. But beautiful dumbass. He's
Yeah,
still,
he's
one, of my,
amazing.
he's still one of my
He's
all-time
amazing.
favorites.
Next time he sees Booster Gold, he's wearing like the all black gray suit.
But that's why, right? That's why I like Booster Gold, though, because I can relate. Fucking dumbass. Fuck it.
That's funny. This is actually something PK brought up when we were talking about it afterwards. We were like, you know, his suit seemed really cool. We liked the fact that the batarang or bat knife or whatever it is clips onto the chest. It's magnetic. But we kept seeing like those big on his gauntlets.
It looked like the Black Widow stingers or something
Yeah.
almost. Yeah, we didn't see those in action, did
And
we?
we couldn't figure out what it was. We're not sure. Well, at least I'm not sure. I won't speak for PK. He might have his own theory here. But if it's his grappling hook and wire, or if those are all just grappling spears, or retention spears kind of thing, which would give him a little bit of plating on his arms, also being more brutal on his arms. If he was to backhand somebody or give him a forearm shove, but that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Or if it's like tensile wire or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I know what you said. Paul, I really like what you said earlier with the guns, with him getting shot a lot, but it wasn't just that. I liked how, his movement was very precise. It's a Batman that's not afraid to throw a punch, not that any Batman is.
He's
But
direct.
very direct, like real good solid hits, even though there were a lot of action scenes that I had problems with, and I stand by it. But there were things that I did really like. There were a few judo throws in there that I saw that I was just like, all right, I can handle that. Some good punches. Oh God, I totally just had a fucking brain fart in the middle.
I'll give you one more thing about his suit. It was interesting that he had like taser fingers.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was kind of hoping when they went to take off his mask that they did, and it did the classic like electrocutes
I
the
was
person
waiting
and
so
tries
hard
to
for
take
that.
off
So
his
hard.
mask. But yeah, overall the fighting that he did, Oh, that's where I was going with it. Was like really good punches, but he got the shit beat out of him. Like not just the bullets, right? He took a beating. Where like even the first one when he's like fighting the clowns or whatever, when he's on the top fighting all the Riddler impersonators, like some of them beat the shit out of him, getting them like
It was good
but
brawls.
It was really good brawls in a lot of senses like that I like a lot because that's one thing that you get sometimes with some of these superhero movies or martial arts movies, especially if you look at like the Fast franchise or anything The Rock does. Like they don't really take beatings; they just dominate the whole time. And especially with it being a fairly new Batman, it was kind of nice to see him take some licks and keep going.
Well, and even when he didn't keep going, because he got knocked out.
Oh yeah,
times.
yeah, absolutely.
That was cool to see too.
And I don't know. So with Bale, he did like his elbow fighting karate.
Yeah,
I don't know what that's called.
very Muay Thai.
Okay, but like it was all arms.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Affleck, he was just killing people.
Dude.
Which I love.
I love it. I still think when it comes to action fighting, Affleck was the best.
But with Pattinson, it was just.
I'm rolling my eyes really.
That's fine. That's
Now,
fine.
if you were to take every Batman and just put him in an all-out brawl,
Affleck would kill.
all of them. Keaton would die first, then
Well, that's because Keaton.
Clooney, then Kilmer, then Pattinson, then Bale, then Affleck would come out on top.
He would destroy. He would smash.
Yeah, especially Ben Affleck is a monster compared to all of those guys.
I think we need to put that out as a poll or something out online.
I don't know because most of the people we follow, I know more about fighting than they do, so I trust my opinion over theirs.
Fine, fair enough.
But it was very refreshing because with Christian Bale, you did see him get beat up a little bit. With Robert, he got the shit kicked out of him.
Dude, yeah,
took a beating. Like
again, year two, but it was nice to see, and he got back up. He kept doing his thing. He won the fight.
It is, and that's one thing I'm like, if they make a second one of these, which I'm sure they will. I mean, obviously we saw they're still keeping Penguin. He's a thing in there. Riddler's still there. Probably Joker. What do you think he stabbed himself? Batman stabbed himself with at the end.
It was Venom.
It had to be Venom, right? It was the same green and everything. Dude, it was one of those ones I fucking started like slapping Jessica's leg and she's like, "What? It's Venom. What the fuck are you talking about?" It's like, it's Bane's Venom! So, especially with the rage that he had after, it wasn't just an adrenaline boost.
no,
So good.
There was some anger. A lot of the like the mayor and the DA and the commissioner, they all died in this. So I definitely think the Rogues Gallery is opened up, for Harvey Dent. I mean, you've got plenty of different ways that they could go with this series. So I kind of agree with you there, Jerry. I think that who knows what they're going to do next. I did hear Matt Reeves say that it might not, depending upon audience response, it might not be the Joker next, and I would love it if they stayed away. Personally.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I think that's good. Let's take a quick break. And then we'll get back drinking another beer and see where the night takes us.
The Dark Knight takes us.
Ew.
No, I grabbed right there with you, Paul.
You got empty cups? Empty cups?
Yeah, that's good.
Empty other stuff?
Oh, yummy.
Yummy, yummy. I don't know where we're at for time. I feel like we're at 40 minutes.
Yeah, about.
I mean, we're getting better at this. Right? What was it actually?
Well, it's at 49, but.
Oof. Okay. Well, we didn't start for like the first
And we're back, so don't say anything racist, Will.
Why would I, Jerry? You're the one that always talks shit about everybody else.
I'm pretty sure I've never talked shit about anyone in my life.
See how I put you on your heels there? Yeah.
Jerry has a lot of soul. He has a minority card. I was there when he got it.
Thank you.
It's a thing.
I've had one more person of color honorarily induct me.
I have my white card, by the way. You weren't there.
It makes
Thanks
me
a lot.
glad.
He was
Oh,
there.
definitely. I'm pretty sure I gave it to you.
Oh, I'd hand you one.
You can punch my card for points.
Right?
Oh, that guy has 43 points. He's a nice minority.
It just,
I might take a picture with him with my arm draped around
I'm
his
okay
shoulder.
with my kids around him.
he's very non-threatening.
He likes animals. He's not afraid of dogs. That was super racist.
Really? Is that a thing? I didn't. You know,
Certain
I don't
minorities. We
need
don't need
to
to talk about it.
I was just say I don't need to know any more about it.
I have a handful of things I can say about the movie still.
Okay.
But there were statistically a time where historically in this country, black people are afraid of dogs, especially German shepherds and stuff, because police and other forces have unnecessarily sicked them on them and attacked
Yeah,
people.
that makes sense.
If you're listening to this, police dogs shouldn't exist. It's bad for the dogs, it's bad for the people involved.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, get rid
I've
of
got
police
a-
dogs.
Got a police story for you.
Like, don't get rid of the dogs. Like, let them do other things.
But dogs have a
But
life.
don't
Yeah,
let them
let
be
'em-
part of the police force.
let them be bomb sniffing only, and you know, that's it.
Yeah, I've got a real problem with police dogs. That's very upsetting to me.
I have a big problem. I won't finish that.
Yeah. With police?
Yes.
This isn't gonna make the episode. It's only for the 1 or 2 people watching right now.
There might be rewatchers, but whatever. Yeah, I've got only a couple more things.
Right. Well, let's get
Yeah,
back
just
down.
to cut just those couple grabs. All right, I'll count you down. We're going in 3, 2.
All right, now it is time to see if Idaho does us proud this week. And with our I Tap That series. This week our offering is from Pay at Brewing Company. It is called the Deluminator Doppelbock. The Deluminator is clearly Harry Potter font.
Yeah, I got this, was it a couple weeks ago, back when I picked up the Sofa King Dreamy. New beer from Pat. This is actually one of their new beers, but this is a seasonal rotational, I believe, that they had left over. They still have them, as they made a lot of them, and to be honest, it's pretty good. But I think I paid $11 for a 4-pack of 16 ounces. It's not bad.
Not terrible, no?
No, you probably find them at Brewers Haven still, or any of your craft beer places, I would guess.
Doppelbock in honor of the winter solstice and the darkest day of the year. This dark German-style lager has rich, toasty flavors with notes of toffee and plum. A light lager's big brother.
Yeah, on Untapped, the only thing extra that we have to say is that this was number 10 in their 10th anniversary series.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so because it's the last one, it from last year, it makes sense. One, that it was a Doppelbock because it's more of a winter beer, and two, that they saved kind of one of the best recipes for last.
No, that will, especially for 10, that's a big one. I wonder why it's called the Deluminator and what the deal is with the Harry Potter font.
Did you not watch Harry Potter? Do you not know what a Deluminator is?
No.
Okay. PK?
Right, go for it though.
Okay, so the Deluminator is a tool that Albus Dumbledore invented himself, and when he clicks it, it removes a light from the room, and if he clicks it a bunch of times, it'll remove all the lights, and then once all of the lights are gone from that room, he can then click it once, and all of them will spring back into place. It's just a cool little magic trick
It's
thing.
very cool.
And I would guess that they chose the Harry Potter font because of that, and I'd also guess that's because this is a dark lager. As in they're snuffing the light out.
All right. Well, there we go.
Or Doppelbock, sorry, my bad.
Fair. I got you. Yeah. Cool. Well, more importantly, How's it taste?
It smells of plums. I'm still trying to find a toffee when tasting it. I think it's pretty tasty overall. I'm just looking for the hints they've given me.
Ooh, it is plummy.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I don't know if I've ever had a beer that tasted plum. Maybe I'm sure I have. Ooh, bet this will give us good poops.
It'll help.
Plums help you poop, don't they?
It's one of my favorite fruits.
Yeah, they're great.
It's got good fiber.
Yeah. It's important to take a healthy BM. I'm so sorry, Payette.
No, seriously, because this is we're not doing you justice right now. Because this is actually a really good beer. I like this a lot. It's got good malt backbone. It's easy. It's sessionable. But there's also a good amount of hop note flavors in there too that you can actually pick out. And yeah, as far as a beer that you want to have on a cold day, this fits it perfect. I really like this. I think I will actually give this a 4, and I would tap it.
Excellent. What do you think, Paul?
Sorry, I'm petting Jerry's dog, Evie. She just came into the studio like she owned everything. And she does.
Yeah,
she does.
We're just living in it.
I get hints of the 8%. It's not strong, though. And that's dangerous. I think so far we've had 3 sessionable beers. This is a beer I like a lot. I'm still looking for toffee. Maybe I'm looking too hard. I like the plumness of it. I would give this a 3.75. I would tap it.
Okay, I get the toffee with it. I also get the 8%. It's a very good beer. I don't think it's sessionable. Like, this is a slow sipper for me.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, I think this would take me a while to get, which is totally okay at 8%. It should be.
Not going to have this on the softball field this year?
No. No.
See, I might.
That would be a slow jog to first base and a violent throw up afterwards. Oh, God. Just
I'll take that bet.
Just,
I'll take that bet with you, sir.
just the Luminator Doppelbock. Digestion. All over. Undigested digestion. I don't know.
All over the first
trying
base
to be
coach's
alliterative, but I
area.
couldn't think of a word that was synonymous with vomit that started with a D.
Deluge?
So, there we go. No, not softball. Yes, at home most times. This would be a really good dinner beer, especially like if you had a nice like roasted chicken or something like that. I bet this would just be phenomenal with it.
Some nice chicken.
Mm-hmm. I would give this beer a 3.5. I would not tap it.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Just because I'd like to drink it, but I'm not going to drink it
Regularly. We need a 70% or above in order to be tapped, and with 3 of us, we don't hit that with just 2. So this will not be tapped, this beer, unfortunately.
Come on, Payne. Do better.
It's a triumvirate, so
For Jerry.
we've all got to agree in order. If there are 3 of us, in order for it to move on.
Yeah. For me, it's just I don't taste the fuel, the alcohol.
Yeah.
And it's transitioning wise from the first, second, and third. I kind of like all the beers I've had so far.
It's a very good beer.
It's
That surprises me that you don't, because do you get the booze with it, William?
Not really.
Oh, excuse me. Oh no.
And it starts.
Oh no, it's begun.
Just give him a minute. It'll go away. He usually calms down. He's excited.
I do excite easily. All right, back to the Batman.
Drink again. We're still playing.
Man, I should have looked up Easter eggs. I recognized a few, especially audio. I loved when they broke out the Batmobile. They did like several times, like a turn around the corner, the first 2 notes of that classic Batman theme.
Yeah.
I almost gave it to you, but no. What do you guys think of the Batmobile?
I thought it was. Dude, I love the sound of that engine. I will tell you that.
Oh, when it came on and that roared and those turns,
And
to me, I was like,
the whine of the turbo.
that's a Batmobile. That's a real Batmobile. That's one of my favorite. I was like, give me more of that. Let's of this fucking motorcycle shit with
Yeah.
whiny little 250cc fucking bikes. Get that out of here. This is a real engine.
As much as we complained about the driving scenes earlier, I want to, or at least with the motorcycles, I definitely want to give him Matt Reeves, the director, the credit that he deserves for just the way that he storyboarded it. It started off a little bit chaotic, but I think he maybe wanted that for the Batmobile chase against the Penguin.
I love that.
Because
I love the chase scene. The whole thing was beautiful.
Yeah, but he had a lot of really, really good shots that you don't normally see in order to both get the facial captures of the performers, as well as like a lot of stuff that was like taken from like the back end of the car. And I even saw some like depth shifts of what the camera was focusing on from the back part of those cameras that you normally don't see that kind of artistry from that angle, and it was great.
See,
it was very well done.
And which is one of the problems I had with the movie.
It just got better.
Because I agree, that was great, and there were some scenes in there that were super, like, legit artsy and fun and well done for the movie.
Looked like a comic book.
And then other ones were just like, Jesus fucking Christ, cut this shit out. I don't need to sit here for another fucking 2 hours. Let's go already.
Okay, so maybe it lingered a bit.
Some scenes, not the chase stuff that you said. I think that highlighted the points of the movie. But so many of the sitting, staring at people through the rain, it was just too much.
Okay.
It was just too much, man. Like, we get it. You're a creep. Riddler's a creep. You're creeps of the night. In the rain.
Bunch of fucking creeps.
Also, he has a motorcycle.
People just riding motorcycles. I was very worried that I would have to get up and pee during the movie, and I didn't. The 3 hours fucking flew for me. And
Just ignore
just
it.
watching Evie. I lost my train of thought. Thank you, Evie. Oh, but the Batmobile itself, I loved it because it was something that he made himself with Alfred's help, of course. But it was very homey. He took a car he had, and he was like, "All right, zombie apocalypse or shit. Let's do this."
It was very Mad Max, huh? With money. I wonder what the base of that car was. I don't know cars well enough, and I haven't looked it up. It looked like a Charger or something.
I was gonna say maybe
like
some
a
kind
GTO
of
or something.
Charger
like,
or
put on a drop down wide body. Big. I don't know. Clearly custom, but there was something it was based off of. I just don't know. If you guys know, let us know. Although I'll probably figure it out before this episode airs.
I can continue on about Batman stuff, though.
Sure,
yes,
please.
Out of the way. So,
Paul was like, "Oh, I've got
one of the things I loved was his Batman contacts, which recorded everything he saw. That was the dopest fucking thing. I didn't think about it. I was like, this is so cartoony. I love it.
Well, it makes perfect sense.
But you never see it though, like in the movies, right? You see it in the comic books, but you see it in live action, you're like, holy shit.
It was awesome. I really liked the contact thing. I thought that was super cool.
I loved it.
And for a detective sense, especially going back and rewatching, what did I miss? Now I can like do this cipher switch like that. That's cool. That was very cool.
And to that fact, I love that he journaled, like after he woke up or after every night, he was like, "This is what happened." Yada yada yada. I'm like, oh yeah, you're figuring out. Yeah.
Do you think that's why he couldn't lift his head up as Bruce Wayne? He was just looking down, thinking about his journal. What am I gonna write when I get home? I'm gonna talk about vengeance.
And listen to My Chemical Romance and
that one Nirvana song.
that one
Dude,
Nirvana song.
Something in the Way, which I actually.
It's a good song.
Okay, I'm a big Nirvana fan. Just grunge in general, I like that. But I understand why people would listen to that or see that and just be like, really? Really? That's what we picked. That was a highlight of the movie
It
for
worked
me.
really well for me.
I thought it really worked, but also I'm like, if I enjoy this so much, that means most people are probably like, this is fucking
What
stupid.
the fuck?
Because most times people are like, I really enjoyed that. I'm like, well, that was fucking stupid. I'm such a contrarian bitch.
I thought it was fine the one time playing in the soundtrack, but between that and Anna Maria playing every
Ave Maria.
Ave Maria, whatever. What did I say? I don't know. Whatever. We've been drinking. It played like every 5 minutes, and I get that maybe they were trying to do something kind of like what they did with the Joker, where every time you hear this one song, that means that the Riddler's presence is kind of there.
Do you think they spent so much money on motorcycle scenes they could only afford one song? So I had to do Something in the Way by Nirvana, and Ave Maria is public domain, so we can use that as much as we want. Really, we only have to use one. We'll throw in a few spatterings of Batman that Warner Brother will let us use. Only 2 notes per, though.
Maybe, I don't know. Who was the score person on this?
Nobody. They couldn't afford it. Spent too much money on motorcycles.
Yeah, I don't see
You know, on that song.
And not Something in the Way.
And then going back to his weapons, we saw the grapple, like his hook for his grappling hook.
He used the shit out of that
He used the shit
grappling
out of
hook.
it. Then when we saw the actual hook, hook onto something, I was like, oh, did not expect that. I expected it to break through a wall, like in every other movie we've seen, and then the hook on. But no, that shit was huge. That hook he had.
Yeah.
Where did he keep that? Because we saw everything else he kept.
I mean, his utility belt?
Somewhere.
In
His butt cheeks. It was big.
His bat cheeks?
I assume it would unfold, but yeah, it was large.
It was really
It was
big.
pretty large.
Yeah.
I also love that he used his batarang once. He didn't have a batarang. He used his bat symbol once. To cut the rope at the end.
He used it also to cut the police tape.
The
He
police
cut many things with his fucking batarang
Yes.
But he
symbol.
didn't throw it at anybody. Yeah, there
He
were
never
many
did.
batarangs.
He never did?
Maybe that's year 3.
Yeah,
Right?
he isn't
I
mastered.
said maybe that's not till year 3.
Oh.
He isn't mastered throwing.
What did I do?
I don't. Well, it got really defensive. You got a guilty conscience,
What are you
Paul?
talking about me for? What did I do? What did I do? Also, the kid in the beginning who had the half Joker paint face paint. You remember that kid? That black kid?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
That kid. Oh, go ahead.
No, I thought something would come back with that kid.
Well, so did I. But that kid is in Titans, and he is Tim Drake.
Oh no
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah, I did read that.
Immediately, I was like, I know this kid from somewhere.
That's
I know This kid.
amazing. I also like that you called him the jerker. So that's
The jerker.
He's a half jerker.
He's a jerker.
Half jerker. He,
Are those-
he didn't make it to full jerker yet.
No,
He's
no.
only halfway there.
No, you gotta earn that O. Take away that E.
You do. Yeah, he's still on the vinegar strokes.
Yeah. That's why it's just half paint face.
Half paint.
Paint face. I
Yeah.
don't know why I keep saying that. That's another villain, I guess, Paint Face. For Batman.
Is it?
With like Counterman and Kite
Kite
Man.
Oh, okay.
Paint Face.
Paint face.
Roy G. Bivio.
Rainbow Raider.
Rainbow Raider.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think you, okay.
So
Yeah.
I've griped about this movie. Anybody else got any gripes?
I got a few gripes. Just some things that didn't make sense on thinking back on it. So one, the Riddler is able to amass an army of that many people with only 500 followers.
Well, they're all
It's
in
like
Gotham.
Deep web shit, though, right?
It's all deep
Yeah.
web. It's all in Gotham. In all reality, he had like 30 of them showed up. Probably.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
know.
lot still.
Still a lot.
That's a good return rate.
Well, and it's enough.
Brewnomics,
to
where are you at? We got 500 followers.
we got more than that.
Yeah.
It's you get enough to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I definitely think that the social media stuff in this movie was done fairly well, and that it actually incorporated. I still don't feel like Hollywood has fully got everything figured out in terms of what they want to do with that.
To be fair to Hollywood, I think they have to be cautious, especially with a movie like The Batman that should have come out 12 years ago? Is that what it was at this point? I know, it's like a year and a half or 2 years ago. But it's really hard to keep up with those social media trends and
Yes.
have it be relevant. So I kind of get the genericism
Yeah,
of it.
I mean, because today the Riddler would have been,
TikTok
dancing his way into
Right.
stardom, but no.
We call it a rib talk or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
TikTok.
But no. I mean, seriously, it's like nobody was kind of monitoring the Riddler's posts. I mean, it seems like he put out a lot of text out there to kind of like, about his plan, and
Right.
it should have been easier to take
It's
him
got
down.
a password. You can still find the goddamn IP address. Like, I had a very similar thought.
And then another gripe that I had was like, Batman didn't check the camera angle for the source of the pictures from the mayor walking out of the club, like when he was, that was first released online. Like, he didn't go back and check the camera angle, which, if you looked at it, that was right where the Riddler's I cannot talk. the Riddler's lair was located.
Mm-hmm.
And just check the camera angle, you're going to find that huge apartment across the way with all that evidence in it. It seems pretty simple to me.
Well,
You know he can't do it because he can't look up.
Oh,
That's the
He can't
problem.
look
He
up.
knew
That's
it.
right.
He's
That
stuck
was his-
looking
that's his
down.
fault.
He can't do
That's his
that.
one
He
weakness.
just, it's his one weakness. Look it up.
Can't look up. Can't look up. Some people just aren't ambi-turners. That guy can't look up.
I know, when he fucking saw Adam McKay's new movie, Don't Look Up, he was like, finally a movie for me. I get it!
And that's a good one. Holy crap. We went from
I forgot what I was
Zoolander
gonna say.
to Don't Look Up, and damn, that's a lot of references.
Oh, boy.
But really, I mean, that's kind of only gripes I had. And I mean, for the most part, like my biggest takeaway was that, Gotham felt real and lived in. This felt like a comic book movie that you would read on the page, and it kind of unfolded that way. And
From the get-go, you got the narration from the beginning, narration, and the
yeah.
ending. You're like, I'm in a different world. I can't. I'm in what they're doing, what they've made.
Yeah, and I honestly, I can't wait to see what they unfold with all the different options that they've set out before them. And I feel like they did just a tremendous job world building, really. So, did we like it? Yes, I think I really liked this film.
I loved it.
I was surprised to like it. I will say that.
It was fine.
Just fine.
Nothing more than fine.
Does it make your top
Uh,
five?
Top 5 what?
Top 5 Batman movies.
I don't know, man, because like the immediate takeaways I had after this movie is it's for a lot of people, I think, hard to agree on who the best or sometimes even who the worst Batman was. But I think one thing universally agreed upon is we've never had a bad Alfred. They've all been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is about that, but there's something that's just been pretty cool. And I think I officially have Batman fatigue. I am fucking over Batman.
After a 3-hour movie.
Dude, just Batman in general. I don't think we needed this. I don't think we needed this now. It was way too long. I mean, it was 3 hours long, and 2 hours and 15 minutes were motorcycle scenes in the rain. And I got home and I wasn't mad at the movie, but I kind of wanted to take all my Batman shit down. Just like, I
It's
need
too
to be
much.
done
Really?
with Batman.
Okay, fair enough.
I think is kind of where I'm at.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. I kind of feel like I had the adverse reaction just because I hated the Batflick so much that I felt like I haven't had a Batman presence, since Dark Knight Returns, since Christopher Nolan's movie came out, and so I felt like this was just fine of a time, just fine of a break. It didn't seem like it was too soon, like going from Amazing Spider-Man 2 to Spider-Man No Way Home, or rather, Spider-Man in Civil War.
Any Spider-Man to any other Spider-Man?
Yeah, basically.
I'm more over Batman than Spider-Man.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am more over Spider-Man than I am Batman.
I'm kind of over both, I think.
I would agree.
But here's
Yeah, they're
I
both
think
out
the
there,
main
July.
reason I'm more over Batman than Spider-Man is Batman fans.
They're
Oh
Are
gosh,
the fucking
yes.
worst.
like Star Wars fans.
They really are.
No,
they really are.
They're kind of
In
worse
this-
because they're a little bit more emo and whiny.
But they're very much in the same as in like no one hates Star Wars like Star Wars fans. No one
Yes.
seems to hate Batman like Batman fans. But ultimately they're also like the real hard Bat fanboys are the most obnoxious of all. More obnoxious than Superman or Wolverine or Deadpool fanboys or whatever. Something about the Bat.
Joker
Hi.
fans are pretty bad too.
Yeah, they don't matter.
Okay.
They just don't. Like, if that's really what you're looking at, you can just fuck off, man. Grow up.
Bruh.
As we're talking about comic books at 35 years old, average age here.
No,
But-
it was, you say that, but it's really funny. PK and I found a jokered out Jeep
in the parking lot.
parked next to
Yeah.
me in the parking lot.
No shit.
I had 3 Joker faces and 4 Joker quotes on this thing, and it was the color scheme.
You know he was white. White male rage. White
Yeah.
male rage.
Can't get no satisfaction to
But yeah,
Batman
I
way.
didn't mind. Again, I hated him as Bruce Wayne. I think he's officially the worst Bruce Wayne we've had. Didn't really mind him as Batman. I think physically, I wish he were a little broader. Just because I always kind of think of Batman as like a broader, imposing one, but he's tall. He's got a decent enough build. He's whatever. Just yeah, I think
When you're just fatigued.
fatigued over it, man.
Fair enough.
You're more fatigued than the Riddler was in this film.
Yeah, yeah.
To that argument, I would say the movie is the Batman. So the whole movie was just Batman. You know, even him as Bruce Wayne, it was just the Batman. I understand your Batman fatigue. For some reason, all the artwork on my social media is just all Batman. Even though I do save these pictures, I mean, they're cool fucking wallpaper. So I'm like, I get so many Batman, just fan art and just everything else. I'm like, give me something different. Now, I'm subscribed to a lot of things. A lot of just like fan art sites. It's all Batman.
It's all fan art and hentai.
It's all and octopuses, yeah.
I think we may have killed somebody with our drinking game just now. Saying the Batman.
I hope so. If that person is fucking watching, we'll send you a sticker if you're still alive.
Your dad will show up to your funeral.
We will. We'll sign your casket.
Okay.
That's a little morbid, but yeah.
If it's a fan and the family was like, will you sign this casket? Whatever.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do that.
Just to immediately be covered with dirt.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Fucking yeah.
Beer.
So again, there wasn't anything particularly offensive about this movie. Save the motorcycle ring. But I don't think there was anything particularly wonderful about this movie to me. It tried to be a little too hard, artsy film noir at times.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah, you would. But it's in no way a movie I would say don't watch. If you like the Batman or Pattinson, go check it out. I'm not gonna watch it again for quite some time. Eventually.
I would say it's a Batman that you're not gonna expect. It's a Batman that you're not gonna have like super cute explosions. This is an actual story. It's not Nolan. It's not all the other Batmans. This is a noir film. It's a story that's being told, and go in there expecting that, and you won't be disappointed.
Sure.
Agreed. Let's just move on to our last beer.
Cool.
What do you got, Jerry?
Yeah. This is from Roadhouse Brewing Company, the Loose Boots April IPA. Only thing sweeter than that seamless rundown, untouched backcountry pow are the stories you'll tell sipping this April IPA with its cascading face shot of richly proportioned hops. Knock it back and another, and still get home for dinner. Roadhouse, if you're listening to this, I fucking hate your stupid changing fucking font. Like, small, bold, small, curved, small, curved other direction. Just
This one has a serif.
Just get over yourself, man. Just write a fucking sentence.
Yeah, hopefully a sentence that doesn't include the words face shot in it.
If we got pow, face shot. Grow up. But let's see if the beer is good.
5%, 45 IBUs. Where's Roadhouse Brewing Company located? Does anybody know? Some mountainous place, probably.
Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Oh, that's why it's written that way.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
It says brewed in collaboration with our friends at Steel. All right. Okay. Fucking Christ. It actually says Freshy Pow Pow on here. Good God. Not a winter sports guy.
I do think the Loose Boots IPA, it does reference back to the fact that when you clip into a snowboard, you can ride with your bindings on or your bindings off. And I'm guessing that this is like, usually your last run of the day, you're like, I am so tired, I just want to make it down this bunny hill and then enjoy something. I don't even have enough energy to strap in. I'm going Loose Boots.
I'm just going to enjoy a nice face shot.
Yeah.
Freshy Pow Pow. But again, more importantly, how's the beer taste?
It's okay. It feels a little soapy.
soapy. Interesting.
That's it. I've been trying to just. It's a good way to put it.
That is a
Yeah,
good way
yeah.
to put it.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a really good way to put it. It's not a good way to receive it,
Nope.
nor a good way to present it to somebody.
Sorry to say that was the first descriptor out of my mouth, but
It
That's how I
really
feel.
is. It's overly carbonated. I don't think it's an IPA.
what would you say it is?
An industrial
Windex.
lager is, I think, what I would say it is. And I would also say what it isn't is good.
Yeah.
This is a sad one to end on because we've been doing pretty well. And,
I almost want to do a bonus, but we don't have time because this episode is going into Batman,
Yeah.
the Batman long range.
Almost. We're
Yeah.
about to turn into that 4-hour cut. I usually like Roadhouse.
Yeah,
And I'm not even being led by the dumbass description on here because we've had ones like that and, really enjoyed the beer. And it's just kind of fun to talk shit sometimes.
Well, the way Will described it is soapy. Like, yeah, it tastes. It feels soapy in your mouth. It drinks down as it's washed somehow. I don't know
Yeah,
if that
you
makes
got
any
that
sense.
new beer glass. You really wanted to use it. You had to wash it out first, but you didn't rinse it well enough.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I as soon as you said that, it like I thought about it for a second, and I was like, that motherfucker.
And it doesn't. I don't
Nailed
know.
it in one. What are you gonna do?
You don't get hints of IPA. You get hints of something else. It's like a
Get
it's like
lemon fresh.
Yeah, it's like a fucking. It's not what it's saying it is.
No.
Like I said, I really, really question if it's an IPA.
Richly proportioned hops don't kick back. And another.
And there's no such thing as an APRIS IPA. I just looked up APRIS, and it means social activity, usually following a day of skiing.
I think you mean Apre.
Is that what it said?
A-P-R-E with the line above it and then S.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Apre.
Okay.
That's how it's pronounced.
And it's saying it's a sessionable IPA. I had a coworker give me an IPA. I won't name the company, but it's just it was 4.5% and it was dankier than this. Like it was like wow, this does not seem like an IPA.
Session IPAs need to go fuck themselves. Any brewery that brews a session IPA can go fuck themselves. What a stupid concept. IPAs aren't meant to be sessionable.
The only
No, Will. Don't defend it.
thing I could think of that might be considered near that would be a low-cal IPA.
Which is also super fucking stupid.
Kind of stupid. But if that's the only beer you like and you're,
Don't drink beer. Figure something else out.
yeah, you're trying to lose
You need
weight.
to do some self-discovery.
Maybe. But, where were we? Where
I'm
was
such a cranky bitch.
No, I mean this is not. It's not a good ender. It's not a good. Ender.
It really is kind of a
Darn.
bummer ending on there, but hey, sometimes that's the way it goes, huh?
kind of like forcing the Joker into,
You can't
into
always
the
have
Batman.
it right. That actually was weirdly poetic for this episode. So yeah, let's
Wait,
call
wait,
it.
wait,
off.
who ranked it? Did we all rank it yet?
Oh no,
No, none of us have.
we're just ready to fucking be
We're
done with
shitting
it.
on it. Apparently.
I think we need to rate it
It
what
can
it
have a
deserves.
2.5.
Oh, you are generous.
No?
I'm giving this a 1.25.
Oh boy.
I will not be returning. No, thank you. I need to remember that I need to avoid this beer.
That's right. I give it a 2-0. You know, like someone gives me like fucking Budweiser or whatever, and they give me this. I'm like, whatever. It is what it is.
Man, I'll be like, yes, I'm not.
You
drinking
paid for
it.
this.
Yeah.
I didn't pay it. Yeah.
I'll be like, what do you got in bottles? If that's what you have on
I've been
tap.
trying to drink less anyways, so that's maybe a sign to
I needed to sober up, so I guess I'll switch to this beer.
Yeah,
Ouch.
thanks for listening. Let us know your thoughts on the Batman if you care to. It's your life, do what you want. We would appreciate it though if you gave us a good review and rating on either Spotify or iTunes. Helps a lot. Tell a friend.
Tell 2 friends. Tell 2 coworkers.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I don't know, man.
We're trying to get out more now that things are kind of coming back to normal. So look for us, posting online, maybe where we're gonna be
yeah.
or doing stuff.
We'll get to see you somewhere.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and we definitely have events coming up, so follow us on the things, especially our YouTube. Until next time, be good to each other, drink good beer. I'm Jerry.
Stay curious. I'm William.
I'm Vic.
good enough.
Cheers.
Oh God, I got like a burp stuck in that doesn't want. Come
There it goes. Can't believe you did that. Are we out yet? No? I got face surgery. That's why I'm wearing a hat. See? See that?